In the last video, I asked you the question, if you don't tell your story, who will? But several of you commented that you're thinking about doing that, or you've thought about it before, or you knew you weren't going to sit down and write it. And then you asked, how am I going to do this? And maybe you're saying to yourself, I'll do it later. And trust me, that is absolutely the wrong answer, because doing it later, you may never be able to do it later. Because it's not about perfect content. It's about a connection. It's about telling the stories. It's about keeping your memory alive, giving your kids and your cousins and the rest of the family that connection. Well, how do I actually do this? How do I actually record video? And so I want to show you some of the simplest ways to start. It's not going to be a real technical discussion. It's just going to do some show and tell. And that's what I want you to find out is, oh, I could do this. Yes, you can. Now, before we get into this, let me say something important. Yes, you'll eventually want to put these somewhere. You're going to have a place to put them. You're going to need probably some software to edit them if you want to do that, and certainly some way to get them posted wherever you're going to post them. Or maybe you're not going to make them public at all. You're just going to leave them on your laptop or on your phone. Yes, there's usually some kind of software involved, recording, maybe some editing, and we'll talk about all that in some future episode. We've got plenty of time for that. Today is just about getting started. It's that simple, because the easiest way to begin is probably with the thing you already have with you, your phone. It's got some of the best cameras. If you have a recent modern camera on your modern cell phone, it has some really nice cameras on the back, especially if you have the pro versions. And of course, you can always take in selfie style, just holding it like this, talking to the camera. Nothing really magical about it. But if you want the better quality, you really do want to turn it around and just look at the camera. Just look at the cameras on the back of the phone. Just talk, nothing to it. Now, if you plan to add video or pictures, you may want to think about recording in horizontal style instead of selfie portrait mode. And if you do that, it'd be good if you used looked at the back of the phone where the really good cameras are. But you can do that here, doing it just like this. Just hold the phone, nothing to it. Probably just as easy as using the phone is to get your laptop, find a quiet space, and then just open up the laptop and open up the recording software, and there are a number of them, and I'll leave in the comments the equipment I use and where you can find some inexpensive software. We're going to talk about software in a future episode, but today the key thing is just to get you an idea. How could I tell my story the easiest way? So you've got the phone and you've got a laptop, and those are probably the easiest ways to get started. And if you've got a nice DSLR camera or mirrorless camera, you could just set it up on a tripod. Make sure it's got one of those front forward facing video screens if you want. But you can always experiment. Take a few, go around and look at the camera. Did I get my face in it, and so on. But again, you could do that. Now, if you don't have a tripod for your camera, you get a box. I mean, you could just get a box. Seriously, just grab any box that you could stand it up on, and you're ready to go. Of course, if you have a GoPro or something similar, you could set it on a box if you don't have a tripod, but you can also get tripods for these things. It just slips in the little holder and set it on the tripod. And it has a mount that will work in your camera tripod if you want to use that. There is one other way to record your stories. If you have a Zoom account, and many of us do, then you could use Zoom. So just open up Zoom, hit New Meeting, decide on what you want for a background, and make sure your audio is correct and your video is correct and so on. Just hit Start. And then you're on the screen. But one of the beauties of using Zoom is that you don't have to have your office as the background. You could pick a green screen in case you later on want to remove it, and there are tools to do that in editors, so that you could put whatever you want to behind it. Or you could use Zoom's tool to pick a background that you want. Now, this happens to be an image of my old office from many years ago, but Zoom has some tools for you to be able to make your own virtual background just using their AI. And now all of a sudden you're in some dreamy office in the forest. And of course, who doesn't want to be at the beach? Remember that you'll want to record. Just remember before you get started, after you pick your background, hit record, and then we can talk later about how you can share that with somebody. If there's one thing I hope you take from this, it's this. You don't need to figure everything out before you begin. You don't need the right platform. You don't need editing software. You don't need any of that yet. And you don't even need to tell your whole story. It's not like you have to sit down for 5 hours. You just need to tell one story. That's it. Just start with one. Pick a moment. Make it 5 minutes. If you go longer, that's fine. If it's a little shorter story, that's fine. But record it this week. Save it. That's it. You're done. Because we're going to talk about where to keep those videos and how to share them if you want to, and some simple ways to organize them. But we'll do that in another video, probably the next one that we do, maybe the next couple. But for now, just start, because your story still matters. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you stopping by.